just left the campsite. Bolstad camping, just outside of Moulder. The weather's been absolutely glorious. It was baking hot last night in the tent. Nice little location just down by the bottom of the fjord. Really nice. Pitched the tent last night. Nipped into Moulder, which is about 5 minutes away. And then just nipped to the supermarket, just bought some burgers and some hot dogs and a disposable barbecue. Had myself a nice little disposable barbecue just down by the bottom of the fjord, which was quite pleasant. So that's us now on the way to the Atlantic Road this morning. So we're making some progress. I just had a look at Google Maps, and today will see me not even touching the top of Norway. There's still loads of Norway left. And but looking on the map, I'm level with Reykjavik in Iceland, so that's quite something. That's I think that's about as far north on land I've been. But we'll make steady progress today on our way to the Atlantic Road. Look at the weather, folks. Clear blue skies, bit of low-lying cloud around the mountains, but other than that, another fantastic day. Great weather for going up to, after we've been to the Atlantic Road, heading up towards Trondheim, and then there's a campsite just north of Trondheim. Allowed myself just that little bit extra today because I didn't think there was much to see after the Atlantic Road, but I'm going to stop off at various parts. I've just had a glance over my shoulder and you can see the road joining all the little islands over. It looks quite impressive from afar. Hopefully it looks just as impressive when I get down there. But I just can't get over the stark contrast of the journey so far. Coming inland over the mountains, Geiranger, and then the Trollstigen up over the mountain ranges, and then down into valleys, down into fjords, and now we're along the coast with the North Sea beckoning. I don't know if you can make that out, but the Atlantic Road's down there in the distance. Here we go, we're going to turn right to Averøy and Kristiansand and then go over the Atlantic Road. Can't wait, I'm buzzing. Just the anticipation to get down there. Got the sun visor down on the inside of the helmet and it's still too bright. Here we go then. What's this? Is this the beginning of it? Maybe. Oh yes, look at it out there, peeps. Woohoo! Look at that. Oh, that fresh sea air as well. Oh, it smells amazing. So we are at the coast with the North Sea to the left. So there's the North Sea there, look. Oh. Ride over it and then we'll find a decent spot to go and take some pics. It's quite iconic of Norway, the Atlantic Road. There's an iconic picture that I put on my Facebook page. I'll put that up now of the Atlantic Road. I've always wanted to see it, always wanted to do it. Little tourist spot there. Oh, there's plenty of spaces for plenty of places to pull in for photographs and stuff. Wow, look at it, it just snakes up. It looks good from this angle, looks good from here. I might have to get a photo from down here as it bends over. Well, that was the Atlantic Road, peeps. least I can tick that one off and say that I've done it. I was saying to a gentleman last night at the campsite, I'm taking Norway for granted. And what I mean by that is that I'll be riding along, so every bend I come round I'm seeing, or I come out of a tunnel and it's a glorious vista of mountains, fjords, lakes, snow-capped mountains, just gorgeous scenery. And because you're seeing it all the time on your on the trip, don't get me wrong, I am flabbergasted by the whole thing, and I just keep saying how stunning everything is. But I'm taking it a little bit for granted now, because I'm now, instead of doing the whole wow thing every time I come round a bend, I'm just nodding and smiling going, oh, that's nice. And I don't want to take Norway for granted, because it is just such a gorgeous, stunning place. Yeah, after riding Geiranger and then the Trollstigen, it's going to take a lot to top that, I think. So anything now, it's going to have to top that. I'm looking forward to doing the Arctic Circle. I'm looking forward to doing that because I want to get up there just to say that I've crossed the line. So there's plenty to look forward to. It's not done yet, and the whole point of this trip was to see Norway, and I'm doing that, and it's good, and I'm not knocking it at all. Just after such a great day yesterday set the bar. 2 more days till we get to Luften. Or Lufferton. Yeah, Lufferton. I don't know. What is the pronunciation of these? Yeah, the next few miles is just going to be E39, and the E39, if it's anything like the E39 from Stavanger upwards, it's just a case of getting the boot down, cracking the miles. Yeah, so that's just coming now onto the 39. Make our way up to Trondheim.
Oh, how you doing, folks? Today is day 4, I think. Yeah, day 4. And I set off from Molde this morning, a place called Bjolstad Camping, and then headed for the Atlantic Road. The Atlantic Road was only an hour down the road, and managed to ride that this morning, and that was fantastic. Really good scenery around there, and I'm glad I've done it. Got some good pics. And then headed up there back to Molde or Ede, and then headed on the 39, and that's where I am now. The 39 is just really long winding roads, just goes on forever all the way up to Trondheim. I'm probably halfway there now. I've just stopped off at a picturesque little village here just to give the shoulder a rest. The only thing with doing long arduous miles on the E39 is that the shoulder takes a bit of a toll. Pain starts coming back in the rear shoulder. Bike's been fantastic. Ever since I've disconnected that 12 volt power supply on the bike and tightened up the terminals, the bike's been running like a dream. She's been fantastic. I've got about 100 kilometres left to go to Trondheim. I've never been to Trondheim before, so that'll be good. And then from there, I think the campsite's about an hour away. Anyway, I'll catch you in Trondheim.
Whew. Welcome back to a very tired me. Let me update you. This afternoon, at around 4 o'clock, I arrived in a place called Orkanger, which is just outside of Trondheim. So, in my infinite wisdom, I see Expert Power, which is somewhere that does electrical goods, and I wanted an external battery power pack. So I pulls into the car park, and without thinking at all, I thought, when I stopped, I was taking everything out, turned the ignition off, went through all my normal things, thinking about other stuff, and without thinking about whether I'd put the side stand down or not, I lent the bike over to put it on the side stand without kicking the side stand down. How stupid is that? How absolutely ridiculous is it that you don't put the side stand down? I mean, it's simple, it's common sense. How ridiculous. The bike tips over, I go over, I try to save it, I end up on the floor, arse of a tit, in front of everybody while they're looking at me. And I managed to pick the bike up, and the clutch lever had snapped off. Now I wouldn't mind it if it had snapped here at the halfway level, but it didn't. It snapped here at the beginning of it. So I thought, right, let's not be stupid. Let's go and source and see if we can find a new clutch lever. I managed to get a lift off somebody. If they're watching this, then you know who you are, and thank you very much for that. I am forever in your debt. I managed to get a lift into Trondheim to the first garage that I went to, which was a BMW dealer, but I asked him if he'd got any Suzuki parts for me, and he said no. He recommended another place called Lundamoto AS. I'll put the link up there, but I owe them a big thanks. I went in there and they were moving heaven and earth to try and source me a new clutch lever. They were well past business closing hours. They managed to keep their shop open for me while they mucked about. He couldn't get the part for me, and it was going to take 3 days to get from Oslo. So I thought, well, okay, I'll get the bike towed to Trondheim, and then I'll just stay in Trondheim for a couple of days, and then the trip will be over, and then I'll have to make my way home. So anyway, I was explaining to the chap that, you know, it's not a case of I'm from Trondheim, and I explained to him the whole nature of my trip and everything, and he said, right, let me go and speak to the mechanic in the back and see if we could do anything to fudge your clutch lever. Anyway, he comes out and he's tinkering on the computer, and then he goes in the back, and I went, this looks interesting, and he comes out with another clutch lever, and he said, this is from a totally different bike, and it's not the part number that you need, however, it's got the similar sort of configuration as your one, and it might work. It's just a lot longer than your one, and it's a lot bigger. Anyway, gives me the clutch lever. I fits the clutch lever, okay? The bike kept stalling. Every time I was setting off, I thought something's not right here. So I phoned at 6 o'clock, I phoned the recovery service people to come and get me, and said, can you take me to Trondheim? They said, yeah, no worries. Anyway, he said, have you tried looking at the grommet in there, in the clutch lever? No. Side stand switch and all that kind of stuff. Right, I checked that. Anyway, tinkers about with it, clicks the side stand switch up, clicks side stand up, and it sets off without stalling. And I was like, oh my life. This is at 10 o'clock now, so 9:30 that got sorted. I've managed to get it up and running. What I'm going to do is, there's another campsite a couple of hours ahead called Following Stewer Camping. I'm going to try and make that one, just so I can make up a bit of time and a distance so it doesn't impact me on tomorrow. I'm absolutely cheesed off to the bone. It's untrue. And I know these things happen, and I was in good spirits when it happened, and I thought, yeah, no worries, you know, it's part of the trip, it's part of everything. But then as time's gone on and I've waited longer and longer, as time's gone on and I'm getting more knackered and more tetchy, my patience is getting short. So I'm going to try now just to make up as much time as possible. And now to top it all off, I've had fantastic weather all week, and now the weather's coming at Trondheim. The bloke in the bike shop said, oh, what did you bring this bad weather with you for? So there you go, ladies and gents. Stupidity tops the day. I'm right in the mood now, really cheesed off. Oh, I'm just so angry, I'm so annoyed with it. I just want to take this opportunity for anybody that's watching that helped me out today. Thank you very much. I've been on forums, I've been messaging people. Someone who has been constantly there following the journey and messaging me and tweeting me and asking me if I'm alright is the Arctic rider Gordon Stewart. He's offered no end of hand, and even though he's been in work all day and he's been business meetings, he's been finding the time to tweet me and message me to ask me if I'm alright and if I need any help. He's still in touch with guys from Trondheim, and he said, look, anything you need, buddy, I'll help you out. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody I've been pestering and bugging on Facebook, Twitter. Thank you very much for all your advice and all your support. Knowing that you've got someone there when you're desperate and you're trying to find a solution to something, and then you're getting instant messaging to say, have you tried this, have you done this, do you need this, do you need that? You guys know who you are, and I owe you a big debt of gratitude, so thank you very much. Richie from Wild Bad Touring contacted me today when he saw my picture of the Atlantic Road and said, Look at that weather. How amazing does that look? Well fella, the weather doesn't last long in Norway, you know that. One of the guys in Trondheim said that the weather's coming in behind me and following me in. I was expecting the rain, and it looks like it might have finally caught up with me, although there are clear skies ahead, so we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, onwards and upwards to the next campsite. I'm going to choose some miles. On a plus note, it's sorted and it's fixed and I'm on my way, I'm on my journey, so I should look up like that. I should look at the positives in things, you know. Always look at the positives in things, don't let it get down. Sorry ladies and gents for those that are watching this that have put a dampener on things, but the highs and lows I suppose of this trip, this is a definite low. Let's just get to the campsite. Right, Sturgill Commune, so somewhere around here is Stewart camping. Oh dear, come on, perk up.